Hello and welcome to Rage Quit. My name is Jay, and today I'm going to be asking the question, does seeing social media perfection put you off your hobby? And I think for me, sometimes it slightly does, so I sort of just want to raise this question and open it up to the floor and tell you about my resolution in 2020. If though at the end of this video you like the video, do press like, it really does help. And if you're not subscribed and you're interested in wargaming content as a whole, please subscribe, as you know, that really does help. I mean, they both help, but you know, they both help. So what am I talking about? A little bit like how, you know, social media these days, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it ends up being, people only generally post the bits that make them look good. And I'm not slagging that off, that's sort of human nature. You're not really going to post yourself when you look fat, or when you think you look fat, or you know, when you think you look ugly or whatever. You're not going to post the wart that's on your leg or whatever. Well, you might do if you find it funny, but it's not a warts and all kind of thing, is it? Social media is a perfection. People are trying to present a style of life that makes them look good and appealing, right? And I don't have any possible qualms with that, but there's talking in culture these days whether or not it's actually damaging, because you know, people who aren't in a good place right now will see other people just posting the good things and think that they only ever do good things, and that, well, if my life's not as good as theirs, then there's something wrong with mine, and it causes a bit of a problem. And I was wondering, on a less dramatic scale, if that applies to the hobby side of things, so painting miniatures, doing terrain, etc. Now, I think in one sense it makes sense. I said, you're only really going to post, you're going to find the people who post the most pictures of their stuff to be the people who are the best at doing that stuff. Like, why would you post a picture of a model that you think yourself is rubbish? If you think you're a great painter, you're obviously going to be like, hey, paint it. It's not necessarily true. I know some people would be like, hey, look what I whacked out in 10 minutes, I'm really happy with it, kind of thing, and I really appreciate that as well. But I think some people might come along who may be new to the hobby, see the perfection and be like, oh, damn, I'm never going to achieve that, maybe I won't start. And I was just wondering if that applies to any of you guys. It sort of slightly does to me. I would never at the minute paint a model and then post a picture of it, because I don't know what I'd be trying to say. Like, it wouldn't be a tutorial for how to do it badly, and which is what I've done in the past, which if you check out our Tabletop Odyssey, there's some painting guides I did well, which are just, it's sort of more like I use these colours and it looked like this kind of thing. And that wouldn't be that, it would just be a picture of the model. But I'm just going to try and break through that like mental barrier that I have. And on my Facebook group, the Rage Quit Facebook group, I've decided for 2020 I'm going to try and make a resolution, and it's a very basic resolution. I'm going to try and paint one model a month and post it on the Facebook group. And I know you're like, Jay, what are you talking about? That is mind-blowing. That is insane. How you don't have the time to do such a thing in your hectic life. Well, we'll see if I can make it, right? But I wanted to set a goal that I could possibly achieve, and I want to open the floor to you guys to say, like, if you want to take this part of this basic channel challenge, please join me. I would be thrilled to see people post one model a month. If you want to post more than one model a month, feel free. But like, that's the goal, right? Is to paint one model and post it. And I think it just that I do not the quality, like it doesn't have to be the best, it just has to be done, right? And there's an old adage that done is better than perfect, and I definitely believe that. And so that's an open floor, and I do want to let you know, I do want you to let me know in the comments if you see just social media perfection of like models and terrain and you think, oh, that's so good, I'm never going to like achieve that. And like, I think this problem also a little bit exists on YouTube, right? This is one talk about YouTube because YouTube's my thing. On YouTube, obviously you edit, and I make terrain videos, I've made painting videos before in the past. Like, I deliberately pick the shots that make my terrain look the best. I try and explain where I went wrong in certain areas because I want it to be like a warts and all kind of thing. So on my new channel, Terrain Made Easy, which is what I've renamed the Terrain Oddity stuff, I really like to express that, oh, I actually made a mistake here and this didn't look as good as it could have done, because I want people to be with me and feel like, yeah, you're going to have problems as you do it. But there's other kinds of channels, and I literally mean no disrespect to them, because I appreciate that sometimes it's not a very interesting story to explain something going wrong for 5 minutes. It's just, it can be frustrating to even try and explain something like that, and then it can be you don't think your audience is going to watch it, so you don't put it in. And I don't mean any disrespect to some of the higher quality YouTubers. If anything, they're fantastic at what they do, but stuff like Luke Towan, like in reality, Luke Towan, it's his job to make this incredible stuff that is incredibly perfect, right? And it's really good that he shows this kind of stuff. But like sometimes I watch his videos and I'm like, Jay, I'm never going to be able to do that. I'm never going to be able to, I could never achieve stuff like that. And the same sort of goes for essentially like maybe painting guides. So like Sarastro, he does incredibly detailed, it's like sublime paint jobs on his models. You should definitely check out Luke Towan and Sarastro. And I do sometimes think that essentially, in one way, who are we catering for as creators sometimes? Like, does somebody like Luke Towan, who's he's speaking to? I think sometimes you have to realize he's not speaking to a beginner. But it's very hard to differentiate between content that's aimed at beginners, say on YouTube, and that isn't aimed at beginners. Where like Luke Towan isn't really like, I don't think he would expect, I don't really know him, never spoke to him. I spoke very briefly to Sarastro, very lovely guy. I don't think Luke Towan would expect you to, start terrain and for it to look as good as he does. One, as I said, it's like his full-time job, I presume. I actually don't know him, so I have no idea if that's true, but I'm presuming it's his full-time job. So he can now spend time, quality, buy the materials, etc. and put his videos on there. And don't get me wrong, they're very, very entertaining, but a little bit of me worries how replicatable they are for some people. Like, if you were trying to build a river, would you look at Luke Towan's video, or would you look at maybe like Luke APS's video? No disrespect to either of them. I mean this all with love and kindness. I think there's room for everybody, but I just sometimes worry that if you come across Luke Towan's video and you're looking for a river, you're like, I'm never going to be able to do that. I'm just never going to be able to do that. And I think we should, as a community, try and encourage people who are getting into the hobby a little bit more. And I'm not necessarily sure how, I don't have the answer, but a good start, one channel that I really, really like, I've been speaking to him a lot lately, a bit lately, is people like Watch It Paint It. So his main like niche, if we want to call it that, and I don't think he'd be offended by me saying this, would be basic painting guides. I mean that in the nicest possible way. What I mean by is like approachable painting guides, stuff that you as a new person, new people into the hobby will actually be able to like achieve and replicate. And I think that's fantastic. Now, as I said, we have Watch It Paint It on one end, and we have like Sarastro on the other, as like the painting spectrum. Sometimes I just worry that, YouTube, if no disrespect to Watch It Paint It, but Sarastro is the bigger channel. So if you search how to paint, well, let's say Spider-Man, because he's on the screen. Now, if Watch It Paint It had done Spider-Man and Sarastro had done Spider-Man, and you click on the one that you click on Sarastro's and you start watching that as a new person to the hobby, you could be like, oh, what? I'm never going to be able to achieve that. And I'm not expecting, there's no pressure on Sarastro to change what he's doing. Obviously, the videos are very entertaining. I just think, I just get concerned that as popularity of like the higher quality stuff goes up, which indeed it should, because he's got better editing, better camera, etc. As that stuff increases, that there becomes a greater like disparity between what a normal person achieves and what we see on social media. Like when you see stuff on social media, you don't really know who it's from. Like we know Luke Towan's name, but somebody like Sarastro, I'm just not picking on Sarastro again, do apologize, but somebody who has like a YouTube channel who's maybe he's a full-time painter, like a commission painter, maybe they post their stuff on Facebook because they want to get up hype for their stuff. They want to be like, oh, how did you do that? And he's like, oh, I painted as a commission. And then they want people to ask them how, like, get more commissions. But somebody who's just scrolling through Facebook, you might see it and be like, oh, what? How are they so good, kind of thing. And it does worry me. I wanted to very briefly talk about terrain, because I just want to big up my own terrain channel. My Terrain Made Easy channel that I've renamed Terrain Audited to Terrain Made Easy, that's all about trying to make terrain a little bit more accessible. And I wanted to just brand it like that straight off the start. Now, eventually I might end up doing, more complicated stuff, but hopefully I'll lead into it and explain that this is a more advanced technique, etc. there's definitely room on YouTube for both, and there's room on social media for both. But what happens is, let's say, right, I could paint the same model twice. I could paint it badly, and I could paint it, I say well, not me personally, but maybe I could paint it well, and I post the exact same quality of picture of both. It's very likely that the nicer painted one will get more views, more likes, etc., which then means more people see it, etc. And that creates in your head, or that creates as a community, that the best ones are popular and you only ever see the best ones, but you can't replicate them because we're not as skilled. And then we have back to the square one of, well, will I even pick up the brush? Will I even start? And I just want to, I think we should, as a community, be a little bit aware of this trend, this social, I mean, it exists in social media as a whole, but we should be aware of this and try and help people break down like the barriers and try and make things more accessible. And if you see a badly painted miniature, try and like it, share it, try and constructive feedback, etc. That's what we really want. We don't just want to concentrate, I think, on the high quality aspects of it. So the main question is, does social media put you off your hobby? I think it can. I went a little bit around the houses, but hopefully I explained that essentially as a society we're rewarding quality, which I think might end up creating a bit of a gap between like your top end and your bottom ends, and your bottom ends might never even get to the bottom end because they might not even start. And I think that is a possible concern. Let me know your thoughts. So as I said, we're decorating this room. This is mainly because of the terrain room. Kate is pregnant, so I've been ditched out of the room I was making terrain in, and she's going to be sitting downstairs. I'm going to have like a terrain desk here, etc. That's why we painted the door black, etc. I don't think it will really affect this channel because I literally just chat poop in front of a screen, so it shouldn't really be relevant. If you like this video, do like. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Today I'm filming this is Christmas Eve, so have a most beautiful Christmas, have a fantastic New Year, and join me in the trend of posting one picture every month of a painted model on Facebook. Goodbye.